Number 7. Gargantua, 4th floor guardian. We're starting with the biggest, quietest, and most underrated guardian of them all, Gargantua. Now, if you're expecting some long backstory or emotional depth, sorry. Gargantua is a giant golem. He doesn't talk, he doesn't emote, and he's not out here sipping tea with Albedo. This dude is a walking nuke. He's like that massive endgame boss that just stands still until the final mission. He's technically under Ainz' command, but more like a stored asset than an active participant. If Ainz ever decides to let him loose, yeah, whole cities might go extinct. It's wild how little screen time he has, but maybe that's what makes him so scary. You just know that if Gargantua moves, someone is going to die. Probably lots of people. He's a trump card. No flair. Just destruction. Honestly, I wouldn't want to see him made, even if he can't technically get mad. This is Emiver's Anime. Watch this video to the end and hit that subscribe button now. Number 6. Cocytus, 5th floor guardian monster. You ever meet a character that looks like a monster but acts like an absolute gentleman? That's Cocytus. This dude is like if an armored praying mantis had the soul of a samurai, 4 arms, an arsenal of weapons, and a voice that sounds like every sentence is coming from deep within a glacier. But what makes Cocytus awesome isn't just his battle prowess, it's his honor. Unlike most of Nazarick, Cocytus has a sense of respect for his enemies. Remember the Lizardmen? He asked Ainz to spare them after defeating them. I mean, who else in Nazarick would do that? Everyone else is either bloodthirsty, scheming, or emotionally dead inside. Also, his obsession with becoming stronger is super relatable. He's not content with being OP. He wants experience. He wants to learn, to evolve. If Cocytus were in a Shunin anime, he'd definitely be that rival character who trains under a waterfall at midnight. Cold-blooded? Yes. Cold-hearted? Not at all. Number 5. Aura Bellafiora, 6th floor guardian shared. Aura is pure chaos in the best way possible. She's this energetic, tomboyish dark elf who controls wild beasts and sets deadly traps for fun. She could lead a Pokemon team and win the Elite Four by accident. That's how insane her animal taming game is. But what I love most about Aura is how real she feels. She's confident, she speaks her mind, and she doesn't get bogged down in fake politeness. Compared to the overly loyal, cult-like behavior of the other Guardians, Aura is refreshingly normal. If normal means casually wrangling Hydras and Cerberuses. Also, her relationship with Mar is super sweet. She's like the big sister, even though they're twins, constantly guiding him and protecting him. But don't mistake that warmth for weakness. She'll smile while commanding a giant dragon to crush your bones. And she gets along with humans more than most Guardians. Like, if Nazarick held a who's least likely to murder a civilian contest, my money's on Aura. Number 4. Mare Bellofiore, 6th floor guardian, shared. Mare is the soft-spoken, extremely anxious, cross-dressing twin brother of Aura. Yeah, Overlord really said, let's make this elf boy wear a skirt and be terrifying. And honestly, it works. Mare may look like a nervous child, but his earth magic is on a whole different level. The dude can summon instant earthquakes, raise mountains, and literally alter the geography around him mid-battle. If you saw him in real life, you'd probably want to give him a juice box. But 5 minutes later, he'd be dropping a boulder on your house with an apologetic smile. There's something oddly terrifying about how polite he is while destroying everything around him. He's shy, humble, and kind until he's not. And that unpredictability makes Mar even more dangerous. He's also responsible for setting traps all around Nazarick, placing world-class items like someone planting landmines for fun. A silent guardian, a deadly landscaper, an anxiety-ridden earthbender of doom. Number 3. Demiurge, 7th floor guardian. Alright, now it's time for the most dangerous brain in Nazarick, Demiurge. This guy is peak evil mastermind energy. If he was in Death Note, Light Yagami would have been caught by episode 3. He's a demon who doesn't just love torture, he treats it like art. He's a planner, a manipulator, the guy who turns a minor setback into a 30-step master plan. And the funniest part? He thinks Ainz is smarter than he actually is. Which, don't get me wrong, Ainz is clever. But Demiurge is on a different level. It's honestly hilarious watching Ainz panic when Demiurge assumes his accidental orders are part of some 4D chess move. Ah, of course, Lord Ainz wants us to stage a rebellion and overthrow a kingdom. Meanwhile, Ainz is sweating bullets like, wait, what rebellion? Demiurge's loyalty is terrifying too. Like if Ains told him to burn the world, Demiurge would ask, "With fire or acid, my lord?" He's scary, but also incredibly useful. And without him, half of Ains's empire plans would probably fall apart. Number 2, Victim, 8th floor guardian. Okay, so Victim is just unsettling. He's a floating baby angel with a halo, and he exists to die. I'm serious. His entire job is to sacrifice himself to unleash a game-breaking debuff on invaders. Like, imagine your only purpose in life is to self-destruct. That's dark. But it's also super Overlord. In a world where death is a tool, Victim is the ultimate insurance policy. You mess with Nazarick, he explodes, and suddenly your whole raid party is paralyzed, debuffed, and probably on fire. The fact that Ains placed him on the 8th floor, one of the final layers of defense, tells you how serious it is. Victim is the last line of "Don't you dare." He's rarely seen, barely speaks, and looks like he belongs in a biblical nightmare, but his presence is crucial. Honestly, he's the kind of character that stays in your brain long after the credits roll. There's something haunting about someone so innocent-looking having the most brutal job imaginable. Number 1, Albedo, Overseer of the Floor Guardians, 10th floor. And now we get to Albedo, the face of Overlord, the queen of simping, and the one woman who could absolutely destroy you with a smile. Albedo isn't just a floor guardian, she's the overseer of all of them. That's right, she's technically their boss, and she takes that job very seriously. Created by Tabula Smaragdina, who, fun fact, gave her a loves Ains trait as a joke, Albedo is madly, madly in love with Ains. And I'm not talking casual crush, I mean obsessed. She's ready to murder anyone who looks at him wrong. Like HR and Nazarick must be a nightmare. But make no mistake, Albedo is more than just a jealous waifu. She's a terrifying tank-type fighter in full ebony armor. She commands legions, and she's insanely smart when it comes to strategy. She's basically the entire war council wrapped in horns and unfiltered devotion. The best part? She's aware of her power. Albedo isn't humble. She knows she's elite. She flexes on the others constantly, but they respect her. Even Demiurge defers to her in leadership. That's no small feat. Albedo is the perfect symbol of Nazarick. Beautiful, graceful, loyal, and deeply, deeply dangerous. Each floor guardian in Overlord is a masterpiece of design. They're not just strong, they're unique, flawed, purpose-built. And watching how they interact with Ains and the world around them is what makes this series so addictively good. Whether it's Cositas learning compassion, Demiurge plotting world domination, or Albedo plotting marriage by force, there's never a dull moment. And that's what makes Overlord stand out in a sea of OP protagonist anime. It's not just about Ains. It's about the monsters who follow him and how terrifyingly human they really are.